I play the game with no timeouts. You ride my wave, you're getting wiped out. Big mistakes get wiped out. I spot you like a lighthouse. Watch your moves like a night owl. On a full moon, wolves gon' howl. Can't bounce back, no rebounds. I show up like me how.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Tip Off. I am your host, Iceman the Eskimo. You already know what time it is. We're going to talk about the Long Island Nets. You heard? You know what I mean? Just for y'all, especially for folks that think there's no talent down in the G League. And first of all, I'm going to start with this. Just because you're in the G League doesn't mean that you don't have talent. When you go down to the G League, for the most part, it means that you need to work on something that's keeping you from being on the NBA floor. It could be one thing, it could be multiple things. So don't sleep on these guys that's down there. All right, let's get into it. Now, I'm going to talk about the guy they call the star for the Long Island Nets, which is AJ Lawson. Now, AJ Lawson was on Dallas. I think he was drafted to Dallas. Played alongside Luka and then ended up being in the G League. Now, there's one reason that he's in the G League. But other than that, watching him play, for the most part, he does not look like he belongs in the G League at all. The dude is quick. He's explosive. He's a little thin, but I think he's about 6'7", wing, transition, defense, steals. The only thing about AJ Lawson is he doesn't have a good three-point percentage. Well, man, yeah, his three-point percentage is 25%. That will keep you off the NBA floor. But he does everything else. The guy does everything else. A lot of dunks, a lot of transition dunks. He's blowing by people on a foot race in transition. With the ball, without the ball. Without the ball, he's moving even faster. With the ball, he's still getting down there, getting layups, dunks. Even in half court, he's getting dunks. You know what I mean? Blowing by people, raising up dunks. So AJ Lawson looks like a guy who could be on somebody's NBA roster next season, or depending on what the Nets do, they might pick him up. But I think his three-point shooting is not going to allow him to stay on the NBA level. He has to fix that this season or in the summer. All right, move on. There's another guy who's interesting. Shout out to Gary, 3D Boxing on YouTube. Gary, your guy. We're going to talk about Amari Bailey. Now, Amari Bailey comes off the bench for Long Island, and they use him as a scorer. Now, Amari Bailey can score. No doubts, no questions. He can score. His problem is that he likes, I ain't going to say he likes to, but he rushes things. He forces things. Other than him forcing shots or not making the right play at times, I think that is his downfall from not being on a roster. But if he slows down just a little bit and make the right play, I believe Amari Bailey can be on someone's roster. And right now, Amari Bailey three-point percentage is 38. He was at like 45 not too long ago. So his three-point percentage is 38, and his field goal percentage is 52%. And he shoots 88% from the free throw. Those numbers will get you on a roster. He's just got to learn not to force things. But like I said, there is talent in the G League, especially on Long Island. They're a small team. They're not winning many games because they're small. You know what I mean? They're a small team. They have only one guy that's Patrick Garner, 6'11", center. He does all right at times, and they like to run and gun, so sometimes they got to sit him out because he's bigger, a little bit slower. He has a skill set, you know what I mean? And he can shoot threes and all that, but he's just not quick. But other than that, they really don't have any other big men on the roster. No surprise. You know what I'm saying? The Brooklyn Nets don't really either. Okay, so we're gonna move on from that. So the guy that everyone wants to know how is he doing down there? Have I been paying attention to him? Is Dariq Whitehead. He's been on the Nets roster lately. He's been called up. He hasn't been playing down there. But I got some interesting numbers for you from Dariq. All right. I hope y'all ready for this. Dariq Whitehead, 3-point percentage is 57%. His field goal percentage, though, is 38%. And he knocked down all his free throws. He's at 100% right now. You know what I mean? I don't know how many times he got to the free throw. I don't know all those numbers, but those are his numbers that I'm looking at right now. You know what I mean? And Dariq is getting back to himself. He's not there yet. He needs some more time. Maybe the whole season in the G League, but he needs more time to get his legs under him. The last game that he played, when he was knocking down, he was like 50-something% from three. Dariq, I seen Duke. Dariq, you know what I'm saying? Started the flashes of old Duke Dariq. So he came off a screen and he went to isolation. And I seen the in and out. Then I seen the tween. And I seen the hezzy, the step back pull from the free throw and make it. Midi. I'm like, oh. Froze the defender, shot the midi, and made it. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. It's starting to come back. It ain't there yet, but he is starting to get it back a little bit by a little bit. It takes time, ladies and gentlemen. It takes time for a guy when he goes through a years of surgeries. That's 2 surgeries he had back to back. He hasn't been playing for a while. So it's going to take him a little bit to get himself back acclimated to the game and play it at a high level. Y'all got to be more patient and more understanding with these guys that go through injury. Like I said, sometimes they can get it back, sometimes they not. But you got to be patient and wait to see if it comes through or if it doesn't. You know what I mean? These dudes are playing to change their family lives and their lives with these NBA contracts. You know what I mean? You gotta be patient with these guys. But there's another intriguing guy down there, a wing player, Kendell Brown. Now, in style, he reminds me of Jalen Johnson, his style of play. Right? I'm not saying he's Jalen Johnson. He's a lot smaller. He is athletic though. He gets a lot of dunks, and I forget how much he's averaging, like 15 or 16 points or something like that down there. But Kendell Brown I think he's a small forward / power forward. He's shooting 36% from three, and he's shooting 46% from the field. And he has knocked down all his free throws, 100%. I don't remember how many times he got to the line. I can't tell you. But he's very athletic. He scores in the half court very well, and he too dunks in the half court. You know what I mean? So there's 2 guys that really be dunking. AJ Lawson and Kendell Brown at half court. They are dunking. They shooting jumpers and all that, but they getting to the rim with authority. You know what I mean? Jalen Martin, he's on a 2-way. He went down with an injury not too long ago, and he's been playing well. Like I said, I slept on him before, but he's been doing well. Whatever threes he shot, he made 100%, and he's shooting 45% from 3. I don't think he took a lot of threes though, because he likes to get in the lane and go to the cup, the layups, and the foul, and shoot free throws and stuff like that. His free throw percentage is not on there, but he's a decent player. I didn't know he was the best defender for Long Island. That was said. He's a defensive guy. And now I see why the Nets like him, or Jordy will like him too, because he is taking on the best defender in the G League on the other opposing teams all the time. So that is his job as a player down there. So my guy, before I get to my guy, Mark Armstrong has been a little bit impressive. Just a little bit. He's shooting 33%, 44% from the field. and he too has knocked down all his free throws. I don't think he's gotten to the free throw line like that down there, but he's showing that he can play. He comes off the bench too, along with Amari Bailey, and he does his thing when he gets on the court. He's explosive. He's quick, shoots the three decently, and gets to his spots. You know what I mean? So he's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. My guy now. Y'all ready for my guy? I be telling y'all about these guys. Y'all better start listening to me, bro. I be telling y'all about these dudes. Well, y'all know what time it is. My guy, right? KJ Jones, another guy that I'm interested in the G League, and I've been watching him play. He wasn't getting that much time on the court for like 3-4 games, I believe. And then when Jalen Martin got hurt, when Jalen Martin got hurt, he had to step in. And once he stepped in, boy, oh boy. Like I said, my guy is still learning. He's still not he still needs time to learn the NBA sets. And guys be pointing out where to go to for him. Like go to the corner or stop right there, don't swing through again. You know, he's still learning that type stuff. But when I tell you, when he gets the ball in his hands and he has caused he has some turnovers. He plays solid defense. He's caused some turnovers. And his 3-point percentage on offense is 66% and shooting 62% from the field. Now, those aren't a lot of shots. He isn't getting a lot of shots. But the shots that he is taking, as you can see, 66% and 62%. And he's knocked down all his free throws. The guy's a bucket. So you mean to tell me majority of the shots he's taking, that he gets, he's just knocking them down. Majority of the time, he's just knocking down whatever shots he gets. He's knocking it down. Like I said, I don't think it's a lot of shots because I watch the games and they're not including him in the offense at times. But when he does, it's like good things happen. And I think they need to include him in the offense more to get him going, right? Because A.J. Lawson's going, Kendell Brown is going, Amari Bailey gets it going. Like, they seem like they got the green light, is what I'm saying. They seem like they got the green light. When he come in, he's more passive, swing player. He doesn't look to create too much. But I think they need to start letting him do that. Because if he's capable of these numbers right now, which I know they will drop if he gets more touches and more shots, but he's still going to score at a high clip because he's scoring at a high clip right now. But the guy needs time to adjust. As I said, there's things that will keep you off the NBA floor, and it might be one or two things. As you can see, scoring for him is not a problem. He's not averaging that many points or nothing like that, but opportunity, when it calls and you answer and it's looking like that, that means, he needs to get the ball in his hands more. They need to include him in the offense more and see what happens from there, right? Don't depend on A.J. Lawson and Kendell Brown and another guy I'm about to talk about right now. I think, another guy that Coach Jordy Fernandez is interested in is Killian Hayes. So Killian Hayes starts, Kendell Brown starts, and A.J. Lawson starts. So in that starting lineup, those three are taking majority of the shots to get the offense going. So Killian Hayes hasn't looked too bad. He hasn't looked bad at all. I ain't going to say too bad. He hasn't looked bad at all. He's shooting 33% from three, 50% from the field, and 66% from the free throw. Now, 66% is not good. And 33% for him. He was never like a real shooter like that. He wasn't a real scorer like that. But he's doing okay. He's looking decent. There isn't no bigs down there for him to drop off passes to and stuff like that. So for what he's doing right now, he's looking all right. You know what I mean? So there's another guy who I'm interested in down there, Frankie Policelli. He hasn't played good when I watched him, but I checked out his history and his videos. He looks like a guy that they can use to run the offense through as a hub, a passer, free throw line, something like a Ben Simmons type, just sits there and pass to the cutters and stuff like that. And he's capable of knocking down shots. He hasn't knocked down his shots at all. He had a real bad game. Even though I know he can shoot, he had a real bad game. So I would like to see him more. And the question that I'm asking right now is, why isn't the G League team running the same offense as the Nets? It doesn't make any sense. These guys are running two different offenses. They need to run the same offense. They need to pressure the ball like the Nets do and see what you really get out of these guys. They're not doing that. And I think guys like KJ Jones and somebody like Jordan Minor, that's another power forward, and Frankie, like they will be more included in the offense if you ran that, because the ball would swing around the court faster, ball movement cuts, it gives more people opportunities to score that way, right? So they should be running that offense and defense in the G League. That is a question that I have. I don't know the answer to, and we will see what happens after I make this video. You know what I mean? See if they change it up. Somebody's listening to your boy Iceman the Eskimo, and see if they switch it and get a hang of that, because they should be running the same exact offense and the same defense as they do for the Nets. It only makes sense if you're going to call a player up. It only makes sense if you're going to send a player down so they can, you know what I mean? It wouldn't be too bad of an adjustment. Game speed and the guys that you play alongside would be the difference. You know what I mean? And the guys that you play against will be the difference. But for the most part, you can get adjusted. You can learn the offense, and it shouldn't be, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be a hard adjustment for you when you get up to the NBA floor. So with that being said, like I said, there are guys in the G League with talent. Do not sleep on the G League. These guys are only down there for certain reasons. It's not like they terrible or bad or anything like that. These guys just got certain things to work on. For instance, like I said, Derek Whitehead coming back from the injury. He has to get acclimated. He got to get back to speed. He got to get his legs under him. These are reasons why we have the G League. Or sometimes, like I said, you can scout guys from other teams in the G League, and if they showing up and showing out, you know what I mean? You might want to trade for one of them down in the G League, like we did for Tyrese Martin. And I told y'all about Tyrese Martin. Y'all see the 30 burger he he gave the Suns, that 30 burger. And I sat here was like, damn. I wonder who talked about Tyrese Martin. Ain't nobody know about Tyrese Martin. I knew about Tyrese Martin. I knew he was going to make the team. I mean, he's at the end of the bench, but my point is, these eyes don't lie. I see the talent, bro. I see the talent. You know what I mean? So I'm going to keep y'all updated with this G League stuff and let y'all know what's going on. They don't have a good record. They don't have any big men. They're really small down there as a team, as a unit. So that's why I said they should be playing the defense that they do as the Nets do. Maybe that will help a little bit more with pressure and turnovers. You know what I mean? And get out transition. They do pretty good in transition. So maybe that will help a little bit more. Y'all know my slogan. Y'all don't have to like. Y'all don't have to subscribe, because I don't know anything. You heard? All right, I'm out.